What happened?
I'm Davood Salehi. I was born in 1974, and this happened in the year 2012. It was almost the end of autumn. We had guests over for dinner. We had invited them to go to the park. We went, but I forgot to bring ice and water. So I went back home to get the ice and water with the car. I put a jug of water in the back of the car and headed out. I was on the ring road when I saw a Peugeot flashing its lights, coming at me really fast. I looked in the mirror. I was overtaking a truck. Then I had finished overtaking. I had put on my turn signal to move over. But the truck driver swerved a bit toward the passenger side, like he was making room for the car that wanted to cut in, but that car couldn't control it. That car crashed his car into mine. When he crashed into mine, he quickly hit me, and his car went down the road. After that, for a split second, I managed to steer myself toward the center guardrail, and the back of my car lifted up.
What kind of car did you have?
It was a pickup truck. It stood up straight. I remember flipping 3 times right there on the road.
So the back of the car went up first?
Yeah, first the front hit the guardrail and got stuck. Then it flipped over, and I rolled like this.
Not from the side, right? You flipped over from inside?
It pretty much flipped over. Yeah, after that, I remember 3 flips, and then I had no idea what happened. Right here, as I was driving, my speed reached almost 100 because this is where we crashed. We went down from here. We went down here. There's a ditch. Back then, there weren't any trees or anything. The crash happened right here. The sound and the light slowly faded away. It was like everything just went dark. I honestly had no idea what was happening anymore. Then suddenly I came to. I mean, a truck honked its horn. I was surprised. I wondered, where did this truck come from, honking its horn? Where am I? All of a sudden, I remembered that I had crashed. I touched my side. It was asphalt. I thought the truck was going to run me over.
You had been thrown out of the car.
I had either come out of the glass or through the door. I don't know, I was just outside.
So it was here that you remembered you had crashed. Your eyes could see?
No, everything was dark.
Uh-huh.
But I could hear sounds. My hearing came back, but my sight still hadn't returned. Gradually, the light came back. I saw my car had crashed and landed farther away. All 4 wheels were up in the air. I saw a guy on a motorcycle come over. He was the first person to come over to me. He told me, "Don't be scared. You've been in an accident. Nothing's happened. It's okay." He removed sand and dirt from my eyes. He cleaned it a bit and splashed some water on my face. Suddenly, I snapped out of it. I told this guy, "Go get my documents and my phone from the car." I put them with my money under the seat. I hadn't had time to deposit them. I told him, "Go bring my money, my documents, and my phone." He went, searched around, and brought my documents and my phone, but he didn't bring the money. He said he didn't find the money. People just kept gathering around. The noise was so loud. Then, still in that state, I said, "Call the first number in my contacts, whether it's a relative or a friend. Tell them that I had an accident." He kept calling and calling. Then he finally reached one of my relatives, who he informed. Later, He came to the hospital. And while I was talking to him, I started feeling worse.
By the time they called me and I got there, he had already gone into a coma. He was completely devastated.
My left side was very warm. When I moved my hand, I saw it was covered in blood. Blood just kept oozing out from my side like that. To be honest, I was a little scared when I first saw the blood, but then I thought, well, we're all human, everyone has to die eventually. So I figured maybe it's just my fate to die right now. I gave my last words to that motorcycle guy. I said, "My son's name is Wahid. Tell my son these."
What were your wills?
I had some debts. I said, if I die, well, he should look after my daughters, look after her sisters. That was basically my will, just family stuff like that. The ambulance showed up right then. The paramedics came. They put me on the stretcher. They took me to Beheshti Hospital. For a moment, it was like I was drifting in and out. I was somewhat aware of what was happening. I was still conscious. All the way to the hospital, but let me just add something here, as a side note. At the moment of the accident, when I was about to crash, from above, maybe from 3 meters up, I saw my own accident for a moment.
At what point during the accident you were outside the car, 3 meters above?
Exactly when I crashed, right at the moment of impact. It was like I was there, clearly about 3 meters above my car. For a moment, I saw the scene of the accident.
What did it look like?
It looked completely real, just like reality, absolutely real. If I want to be exact, I even remember the details from up there, 3 meters above. For a moment, I saw everything.
What details do you remember?
That later said his steering wheel was blocked. In fact, he was lying. He didn't even turn the wheel. I saw him talking on the phone. I clearly remember the details, like how he couldn't put the phone away with one hand and crashed the car. I remember all the details about my car, too.
At that moment, didn't you ask yourself, what am I doing here?
No, not at all. I didn't even get to thinking about what I was doing there. It all happened so fast.
It didn't take long. A quick glance up.
It was just for a moment, a split second. I saw from. Above then, I came in the car again. I was conscious until when I went into the elevator of hospital.
Were you conscious on the way?
Yeah, I remember up until I got into the elevator. After that, I didn't see anything anymore. Nothing. Everything just faded away again. The images and sound, everything disappeared. Consciousness, awareness, everything was gone. I had no idea what happened after that. Just for a moment, I saw myself in the operating room, about 2 meters up, looking at my own body.
2 meters above on the ground?
Up in the air, there in the room.
Oh, I see.
I could clearly see those lights above my head. The doctors were, like, coming and going. They came and went. The nurses also the same. And then I could see myself lying on the bed. I kept being surprised. Questions kept popping into my head. I wanted to go tell the doctors, like, what are you doing? Why are you tearing my shirt for? What are you doing to my body? No matter what I did, I couldn't make them understand. I kept shouting. It was like nobody could see me at all. So I gave up on them. There was nothing else I could do. I just let them be. They were working on my body. It just kept going like that. I don't know how long it took, but suddenly I saw a light appear. At first, the light was as small as the tip of a needle. It was coming closer. All of a sudden, I felt like I should go with the light. The light was trying to draw me in. But then for a moment, I thought maybe I should stay with my body. Then again, I felt like I should go with the light. It was so captivating and pleasant.
It wasn't a forced attraction. It was attraction you loved.
I really liked it. In the end, that light succeeded, and I left my own body behind. I was drawn to the light. The light kept getting bigger and bigger. I started to wonder, why is this happening? Why am I even outside my body? And why do I want to go with this light? What am I even supposed to do with my corpse? It was all just questions. These things would come up for me. But in the end, the light managed to pull me in.
What kind of light was it?
The light was white, with a silvery tint. But what a blessing light! I mean, in this world, I don't think if you gathered all the lights together, it would be even a billionth as pleasant as that light. It's just not the same. It doesn't exist here.
Mr. Salehi, a lot of people say this. Why do you call it pleasant?
It's like when God gives you a child. How happy do you get? When you see those lights, it's like they're your friend. It was like someone who was your savior. You felt a connection with it. It was like your friend. I mean, the light was like a friend to you, not an enemy. It wanted to help you. It wanted, for example, to take you to good places. There.
It was your friend, as someone. So, did it have a personality?
No, it didn't have a personality. I'm just giving an example, that's all.
Oh, I see.
It was just light. And like I said, this light was the size of a pinhead. When I first looked at it. Then, little by little, suddenly I saw myself outside the hospital. And from a distance, I could see how big it was, like a whirlwind, until I went inside it. The light was just that captivating. The more time passed, the more enjoyable and captivating it became. The light was just so beautiful. The light was kind of a silvery white, but so attractive, so joyful. There's nothing in this world even a billionth as calming as that. It just doesn't exist. I didn't want to let it go at all. But sometimes it would let go of me. When I entered the light, there were people who passed by me like lightning. But there were also people moving slowly, like me.
Their movement was vertical, right? From bottom to top?
Yeah, bottom to top. Then there were people who, for example, had wishes or desires. Just by looking at them, you could understand what they wanted or what they meant. It's like you just know in your mind what they're saying. For example, I saw the deaths. They were in groups, for instance. One group was my own relatives, like my father and brother. They were all there. Some of them were smiling. Some of them were sad. Suddenly saw a guy. He used to be my friend. Well, he got killed over some incident. As I was looking at him, I realized he has debts that I had to tell his relatives to pay.
He talked without saying a word.
Yeah, exactly like that. The light gradually faded until someone named Ali Hussein Dalam showed up. He was an old man, and he came in.
Had he passed away?
Yeah, may God have mercy on him. Then I asked, why did he come here? What does he want? As he was slowly getting closer, he started to change from the shape of Ali Hussein Dalam. He turned into something scary. His teeth were scraping the ground. His eyes were, like, on top of his head, he became a monster. I mean, the scariest of the scariest demon. Like, imagine 100 wolves attacking you, each one taking a bite out of you. Do you know how terrifying that is? That wouldn't even be 1% as scary as this. It was horrifying, really.
So scarier than 100 wolves biting you.
It was even scarier. I couldn't even turn my head like this. I had no choice or control.
So you mean you even had to look at it on its command?
Yes, even though it was far away, it felt like it was just a meter away. It was coming at me fast, trying to reach me. No matter how much it came, it never actually reached me. It kept getting more terrifying. I kept getting more and more scared. I mean, I felt like I was about to explode from fear, from terror. Honestly, what I'm saying, it's something you can't put into words. There's nothing in this world you can compare it to. Imagine if multiple people came to stab you with a knife and cut off multiple pieces of your skin while you're alive. Just think how terrifying that is. Well, the demon was scarier, and for 2 or 3 months after that, whenever I remembered it, my whole body would start shaking.
For how long?
For 2 or 3 months after I got home. It was so terrifying, I wouldn't even talk about it. Whenever I talked about it somewhere, some people would believe me, and some people would make fun of me. He wanted to torment me. Only God knows how long it lasted. An hour, a minute, 2 days. I have no idea. I just kept saying, God, please do something so I can be saved from this Ali Hussein Golem. Until a light would appear. When it would appear due to my good deeds or God knows. When the light would come, the demon would go away and would melt like an ice. It would go away.
Is this the same light you felt friendship with from the beginning?
Yes, same blessing light. That was the only thing that would rescue me. Whenever it appeared, the other would disappear. A couple of times, this Ali Hussein Golem bothered me.
Who is Ali Hussein Golem, and what's your experience with him when he was alive?
He was a gardener. He guarded the farmland of farmers in our village. I was young, and I was naive. I had a close friend. We used to go and mess with him together. But one time, we really gave him a hard time. He had collected all the watermelon seeds. It was a whole sack. He had gathered about 70 or 80 kilos.
How did he collect them?
Well, for example, he would go into the watermelon fields, the watermelons that were ripe and had been left to spoil. Well, this poor guy would gather those. It was a lot of work, so he would collect them. He would come and shake them out and dry them. He would wash them. Watermelon seeds were expensive.
It was a tough job.
Yeah, and then he had 2 Tintamon bills in his pocket. When we went there, we didn't even spare those 2 Tintamon bills. We went and took everything. And eventually, we even destroyed his hut.
It was a shelter for him to guard?
He used to rest there. He would also spread out the seeds there. He would dry them. He'd put them in sacks. Then he'd come and sell them.
What did you do with those?
We took them and sold them and ate with the money. We bought ice cream and stuff and ate it.
That's how much?
Right.
You took the watermelon seeds. You even took the money from his pockets. And you destroyed his house, too.
This was a really serious violation of someone's rights that eventually caught up with me.
So if I understand correctly, the things you did to Ali Hussein Golem were become into the shape of a monster or some terrifying creature. On the other hand, there was a light that helped and would destroy it.
He would remove it.
Now, with the experience you had, that endless joy you felt from being with those colors and lights. And on the other hand, the endless terror from that creature. So now, if it were up to you to choose to be in that situation again and experience both of those things, if you had to experience both, what would you choose? Would you go again or not?
No, I don't want to face it again.
You wouldn't go?
If it was just about the kindness, I'd go right now to the light.
If that creature isn't involved, and it's just that kind light and those colorful lights there, and you are in this body and in this world, how long do you want to stay in this world?
I don't want to stay in this world at all.
In this situation?
Yeah.
First answer. Second question, if those lights, the beautiful light, and the colorful lights aren't there, and there's only one thing there, the scary creature, just that, how long would you want to stay in your body here?
I'd want to stay, not do it all.
If those colors are there, I wouldn't want to stay even for a second, but if that creature is there, the one I dealt with, let it wait for me there forever. I'd want to stay here.
Stay.
This is, in many ways, the main reason for loving or not loving this world. Someone who doesn't want to and doesn't like to believe that there's another world, and runs away from the idea that there could be another world, tries to get all the pleasure and success they can right here. That's their wish. Their idea and effort is that there shouldn't be anything over there, that there shouldn't be another world, that it shouldn't continue. Their wish and effort is also to prove to themselves, to make themselves believe and accept that there is no afterlife. That's the main reason. No matter how much we play with words with ourselves or with others, that's the real reason. If my scary deeds are waiting for me over there, I'd rather stay in this body forever. But if the most beautiful lights of existence are waiting for me over there, I wouldn't want to stay here for even a moment.
After that, my life played out before my eyes like a movie, from when I was 1 or 2 years old up until the moment I had the accident. It really was like a movie. The images appeared right in front of my eyes. Everything I had ever done.
Did anything get left out, or was it complete?
It was completely complete. It's like they made a full-length movie out of my life. The good things I had done, the bad things I had done.
You remember something?
Well, for example, the bad things I had done. If those people were still alive, I went and asked for their forgiveness.
You had asked for forgiveness?
Yeah, I went and asked forgiveness from 1 or 2 of them.
Can you say who they were?
It was like my uncle, for example, or my aunt, or maybe a cousin, people like that.
What did you ask forgiveness for?
For example, I had spoken harshly to them, or maybe I had gotten into an argument with them. Then there were some good things too.
Would you like to share some of them?
Well, for example, our father passed away early. I was in 5th grade. So the responsibility for the family fell on me. I arranged marriages for my 2 sisters. I took care of their marriage. I also helped my brother get married. I managed their wedding. I even arranged my own marriage. I also took care of my mother. My mother still lives with me. My mother and I have been living together for 30 years. Well, it was clear that I had done good. It was obvious there. My mother is always satisfied, always happy. This is just one example, even though it wasn't really my duty, but well, as their elder, I convinced myself that it was my responsibility to provide for them, to take care of their lives, so I worked hard and supported them. These are the good things I've done. My brother came to the ICU and was crying behind the glass. I glanced at my own corpse, at my own body. I saw that I was swollen. I thought, why is he crying? What is he even crying for? So I tried to explain to him not to cry. At one point, I reached out my hand to tell him, don't cry at all. My hand went through him. I said, ugh, why did that happen? I moved away from the light. The light slowly started to move away from me. Then I came and entered my body from the side, horizontally. I went back into my body, and then I felt a lot of pain. Apparently that's when they say I came out of the coma.
Did you do anything for the late Ali Hossein Golem?
Yeah, like every Thursday night, I give something for their sake to poors.
How many years has it been?
It's been almost 10 years now. Ever since I had that accident, I've been praying for him. My intake from this event is that God never forgives the violation of others' rights. I'm absolutely sure of that, whether it's people's rights owed to yourself or to your brother, to your wife and kids, to your neighbor, or even to your whole country. It doesn't make a difference. That's just how it is.
People's rights belong to the people.
You'll have to answer for it. That's what I've realized.
And what effect did it have on you?
I don't violate people's rights at all anymore. And thank God, now I've become good-natured. Back then, I had a bad temper. Now I've really become good-tempered. And, well, I've changed a lot in my life too. Back then, I didn't pray. And even if I did, it was just here and there. But now, I've become someone who prays regularly. So I've really changed a lot. I keep in touch with my relatives now. Back then, I didn't like to connect with anyone at all.
You weren't the type to socialize.
I was, actually. It was more about friends than family connections. But now I really go and visit my relatives. That's different then. Going out and having fun with your friends is one kind of activity. But going to visit an elderly woman or man, for example, bringing them a bouquet of flowers or fruits is another kind of activity. See, that's the difference now. It's a whole different thing. Back then, I didn't know about that at all. I really didn't care much. But now, I really care about these things.
What's your goal in sharing your experience?
Honestly, my goal in sharing my experience. First of all, I wasn't even planning to talk about it. I just thought, maybe out of 1 million people, one person might believe what I say and avoid sin and not violate others' rights. That's enough for me.
God bless you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's promise to live our lives in such a way that in the next life, from the earth to the sky, to the farthest corners of the universe, everything is filled with kind colors, the most beautiful colors that are understanding, sincere, friendly, and there's no sign of angry, demanding beings. God willing.
Yes, God willing.